And today I have a channeled message from your divine masculine. I've been guided to combine two different decks, but they're both just Rider Waite decks. I don't know why. I think it's important that we get some signs and syncs here today. So let's go ahead and get started. The Star and the Four of Wands. They aren't sure of where you are right now, but they're sure of what they want. King of Pentacles. That's one thing they're not going to give up on. One thing that they're not going to change their mind about is what they want with you. And that is what has kept them going this whole time. They really weren't sure. They had absolutely no idea in some cases, but they did know they were sure about you. Yeah. You are the one thing they trust to keep around them and have in their life when they step into this more vulnerable nature that is expected of divine masculinity. There's something really spectacular about it, and they're very excited, but they also know it's going to leave them extremely vulnerable. So this is someone making a pointed decision because they want to feel safe in their new space, and you're the only person who can offer that. They've known that since they met you. They've known that for a very long time. And right now, that is guiding their thoughts. What have we not considered, though? That they have new things that we don't think about when we think about them, that they have discovered new thinking, new ways of processing their thoughts because of these new beliefs that they brought in. So this is big. I feel like I should split it, and we're going to go ahead and get some cards on the table. How funny. I wonder if these other ones can come out. I feel like I want to take it. Huh. Maybe they can. Ooh. Huh. It makes me want to take one. Here, I'm just going to stop and take this one from the blue one. Okay, weird. Let's do this. So, what is this message about, Divine Masculine? If you don't mind my asking for some clarity, what is it that we need to understand as the overall purpose, the overall point that you're trying to make? We need to be ready for you to be making some very quick shifts. We need to be ready as divine feminines for you to show us what we've been wanting and expecting for so long, but in some ways maybe not giving them a chance to be or a chance to prove themselves. I get the sense here that they've been looking for a chance like this. So I wonder if this has something to do with their goals too, like they finally feel fired up enough about what they've got going on. Yeah, they want this. They want to go forward. They want love. They want to share in a new experience with you. And before, they saw it more as, if I had to fall in love, if I had to be with someone, how would I approach that? Now they look at it and they think, how can I enjoy this experience being in love? It's no longer about trying to tackle something unfamiliar. It's more about honoring it for what it is in the moment, which is something I think they've missed in the past. Okay, so you want us to know that things are going to move quickly. There might be a couple shortcomings here and there, but for the most part, we can expect a lot of enthusiasm and energy from you. What do you want to say? Well, first thing is, this seems to be what you're clear on. Wow, I am absolutely sure I want this new beginning. That is one of the things that I'm going to be moving forward very quickly on. I mean, look at what's underneath. And I can't stop. Okay, I have to stop after this. And the 10 of Cups is under that. I mean, this is incredible. I think this is saying, look, I know what I want. I know who I want it with. I've known since the first time you ever shared your love with me. I've known ever since I first started committing myself to long-term paths and not just little quick short little things that I want to do here and there or shortcuts. No, being willing to go the distance. Ever since I realized I was ready for that, I knew I was ready for you. Something I don't recognize from the standard Rider-Waite is this little, look at that down there. Do you see this down here? I don't think that's on the standard Rider-Waite. I think this is just mountains straight down. Or maybe even more mountains, like big ones like this. Not, this looks like a little ledge, a little cliff, a little town, there's something here. Again, I think they know where they're going this time. I think normally when we see the Fool, there is also this expectation that maybe we don't know exactly what's about to happen. I think they do. I think they've been looking for the right cliff all this time. That's why they're telling us, hey, it's going to be quick, because all they've been looking for is a chance. Not just with us, with life. And it's come. They are sure, they are clear, they know this new beginning is real. And wow, look at the background. They know it's meant to be with you. Why? Because there is something very natural about you in the way that you have framed your life. They want it. They don't just want it to covet it and take it. Some of them thought that that's what they were supposed to do in the beginning, just kind of like, you're with someone and you learn some things from them, maybe some healthy habits or what. No, this is like, I want to do this with you. I think you are the best at it, or I think that you do it in a way that I can really understand, and I want my life to look like that. I want to feel like, I don't know, you make me feel like a natural woman. It's like, I want to feel like a natural man. You know what I want to feel like it's okay for me to be me. And if you remember, we saw that King of Pentacles, but it was in the other deck, not the Radiant deck. And this deck is very dull, okay, in the way that the cards look. And it's like, I'm clear even in the space where I really don't know who I am and what I'm doing, and if this is the right energy, it kind of feels a little bit off, a little bit fuzzy. Even there, I'm clear about who I am, because who I am is the person that matches you. That's why I'm so sure of where I'm going and where I'm heading. And remember, guys, this pentacle, unlike all the rest of the decks, or all the rest of the suits where all the kingdoms have their portraits they take for the court cards, this is the only one where there's only one pentacle that is shifted around between them. It's like the golden egg of this kingdom. And this king giving her this very special pentacle and having her take her royal portrait with it, but in her natural space, not his. His had his kingdom behind it, and no, her natural space is where, look at the mountains. Look. I think he's coming to the kingdom that you two were supposed to be sharing all along. And this, for some of you, they're already there. They're already home. They already live with you or nearby. But this is them drinking the Kool-Aid, just not in a weird way, but people say that. This is them believing it. And again, we're seeing the fast-paced, this energy is going to shift, guys. There's something really powerful here. I'm getting magician energy vibes so strong. This is making this person process their life in a whole new way. This feeling, this energy, everything they're connecting with, they feel it happening. What else do they want you to know? Wow. Look at the crown in the background. This is where they're headed, okay? They have one thing on their mind, that is making the changes necessary for all of this to work out, to happen between you. They want to see the new day dawn. And so what they're doing is visualizing. That's why they're processing it differently, because the vision that you saw, and some of you even were able to share with them, felt foreign. It felt like a picture you were trying to describe to them that was really detailed, and you weren't doing a good job of sharing and telling the story, so they just kind of pretended that they understood, but they couldn't even get a tiny bit of a glimpse. And now it's like they've found a way to click with it in their, and it just, wow, they just get it and they know, and suddenly they're able to apply everything to all these things they've learned and all these things they see and that they've experienced and that they have in their world and their life, so that it all can work together. Where has all this been fuzzy for them? Wow. Again, we see a beautiful masculine energy, but in this dull space. And it says, my authority within myself was kind of hazy. I didn't feel comfortable, and sometimes I blamed you for it. Yeah. Sometimes I looked at your energy and I just said you were too this or too that. And I realized all I was trying to do is compartmentalize and kind of box you in so that whenever I needed an excuse, I could pull it out. But now I understand that hazy or not, clear or not, it really doesn't matter what I think I see. It needs to be about what I know to be true, and that's what I got from you. That's what how I was able to make it from darkness into, this kind of righteous anger, but still not yet purposeful and intentional as I could be, into a more accepting energy. And I know I'm one step away from just feeling sure of where I am and who I am. And I've been doing a lot of things to imitate you to get there. What do they want to share with you about what has been unclear for them? Tell us about this new beginning, why you didn't search out the right mountain until now. Because you thought you were already where you were supposed to be. Again, the one thing they knew here was that they wanted to be with their queen. But this is the exact card that I called out. Wow, and it's with the this is what I was talking about. This is nuts. They want you to understand that there's a lot of illusion in the 3D. And for them, the only thing they were sure of was you, but everything else was hazy. And so they struggled with getting to the new beginning, seeing it for what it was, trusting it for what it could offer them. And so when they did go out to seek the fresh start, the right cliff, the right location, if it felt too far away from where they already were, oftentimes ego would call them back and say, surely you're not meant to leave all this behind for nothing. But on the right cliff, suddenly we can see there's a camp down there. He's not just jumping into nothingness. He knows exactly where he's going. And I think there's been some situations in this person's life, or even people in their life, pointing them in the wrong direction, away from divine feminine, or away from good things, but away from the light. And now that they've had a chance to think for themselves a little bit more, to become more determined, no matter what the situation is, I think they're starting to feel the fog and the haze lifting, which allows them to see past where they usually could see and actually say, oh, there you are. I found you in the distance, in the mountains. What do they want you to know about you? What has been hazy about the way that they feel about you? Jeez, what is... There hasn't been any syncs, like repeating cards. That's what I was kind of going for, but this is beautiful because even just placement and okay, so what's been hazy about you is why you love them. And I want to tell you that It's not your fault that they were thinking like this. And it's not really about you that they decided on the course of action that they took. Just like there were people in their life pushing them away from you. You see, there's this cliff right there. You see the cliff? I'm telling you, you guys have been circling around each other for years. For some of you, it's been decades, right around the corner from each other all that time. And there have been people, whether the people knew you or not, it's not the point. Just people who didn't care, or even people who meant them harm, telling them to go in this direction, telling them to go in that direction. So when they meet someone like you and you are so amazing, think about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you ever heard somebody say that someone good looking, single, and older must have something wrong with them? They must be crazy. They must be this. They must be that. Because surely somebody would have scooped you up. A lot of my attractive brothers and sisters out right there, just can I get a witness, just had a trigger moment because they've been asked that their whole life. And they started to wonder, something must be wrong with me. So it's just something that people think sometimes, especially about beauty and beautiful people and beautiful things, And they think about you and they think, someone like you who has this soul that radiates light, has this wisdom, this knowing that is almost a little creepy because it's just like, wow, wants me? No, there must be something wrong with you. I just can't see it. And so that is what was happening when they looked at you. They assumed in their haze and fog that what they were seeing was probably just this over here. They again, it's the compartmentalizing, the needing to box you in to make sense of it. Again, some people, when they go looking up like what's going on here, they find all kinds of things. Some people find twin flames. But some people find other things that will tell them bad stuff. And they'll go with it. And that they're just happy to have that box so they can finally feel like, oh, yes, oh, thank goodness. This is just a karmic partner. And so this is why all this stuff is happening. And I don't really have to justify anything. They're just the way that they are. This is why the things are the way that it is. And that's that. And they just... oh, thank God I have this box. So they looked at you and they put you in a box and they said, thank goodness this isn't real. This is clearly some kind of facade. No one that great would like someone like me. So you just gave yourself away right there liking me. It's like, what? Can't win for losing. So you can kind of see where when you take the illusion away and you look towards the future, suddenly the illusion of the present, the illusion of the 3D, and you look at how the 5D can unveil things and open things up, you can see the clarity. You're still the queen either way. They recognize you for who you are. It's just that in the fog, it's this feeling of I can't believe what I'm seeing. Where here they're more confident about it. So it was really also about you being able to see you in their world. And in this place, you did not fit. In this light of the golden light of truth, you do. Wow. So what was being balanced within them and their life? What was being changed to be brought to balance? That was a part of this, again, this space where things were really hazy. Whoa. These are the cards. Was it this one or was it the strength card from this deck? I don't know, but these are the cards from the energy when we did the blessing. Again, notice the difference here. Like, I've left my throne. Look, he's still in his finery. We've got queen. Here we have white robe. Both major arcana. There's something like letting us know that even in the fog, the truth was there. Now, what was the point of this? It was to say, you're the one person that I can feel safe with, even when I'm in a vulnerable state. So the changing was, I think, happening where it was like leaving behind this idea of karma or even this karmic impression that they had of you. and finally seeing you for who you really were on a consistent basis. Because some days they did believe in you. Other days, when they were having a funky time with other things in their life, they tried to blame you or put you in that box with those other people to make themselves feel better. So you have someone who is working on being able to handle being in a vulnerable place. So this wasn't even just about you. This was them. It was always about them, just needing to deal with their stuff. So what's the final message? What has all this brought about? Why was this season worth it? This season of separation and unbelief and distrust, why was it worth it in the end? What did it help them understand and come to clarity about? This is crazy. Am I tripping, or did I not just basically shuffle out the cards from the beginning? Now, it's interesting too, we've got him, and you know it's him because he still has his feather. It just, now that he's gotten to where he's going, you know, he still's got the shoes, but you can see they're a little tattered. He's got some new clothes and new finery, but you can tell it's him. Okay, he's just had to make some changes. You know he's where he belongs because this has his stuff and he's not carrying it right now. That means he's gone home to the home base. So this is a traveling into the new world. So this to me says the discoveries that this person made while in separation, the things that you haven't considered, because I believe that was what this card was, right? What we haven't considered, that is all well and good. That already happened. But what's also happened because of that is this ability to trust what's to come, to trust the new opportunities, to believe that there is something good coming, to be even more enthusiastic about what you're meant to share together. This is why they're saying, hey, things are going to be moving very quickly, because the things that were slow were big, important things that were really holding me back. And that's why I'm basically going to be just propelled forward. And I'm going to have so much going on that I know I need to be somewhere I'm safe. And that is why I so desperately need to come home to you. The most important thing that happened during this time was I had some time to understand a bit more about our connection and who you were and who I was and who we were together. But because of that, it has started this momentum, this flow of me being open to even more. And this means we finally get to do this together. We get to explore a new horizon together. We get to do something different together, a way that we never have before. With me present, excited, ready to go, seeing you for who you really are, trusting you, believing in you, no longer needing to kind of find my confidence in others, but having it, wearing it, being it myself. Final message, Divine Feminine. Let's just split. Wow. I, in the haze, struggled so much with my confidence. The least confident page shows up after we talk about this. But what you don't understand about this it was everything I needed to come home. I needed this discomfort so I would finally accept what was being offered to me. And without it, nothing would have actually worked. Nothing would have been the same. And I believe that we are meant to share in this life together. And I want to be with someone who believes that. I want to be with someone who wants to do life together. I want to be with someone who wants to spend a life building and trusting and growing side by side. That's why things are going to be different. That's why things are going to go fast, because you have basically given me permission to be confident, to be myself, and to go forth no matter how tough things get, knowing that I can win, that I can rule, that I can lead, that I can do this. That is what you seeing me for who I really was, in spite of all the confusion of the haze, seeing me when I was so vulnerable, you recognized the person that was inside. You recognized the person inside. You knew that there was more to it. It was almost like you could envision me in my future self. And I want to come home specifically for that. I want to be safe with you and see what that kind of feeling could do for two people in this messed up world. I want to change the world with you. I want to make it better. I want to make people feel how you make me feel. I want to share that with people. That's why you can trust this. That's why you can trust me. That's why I'm suddenly so ready to go. I love you, and I want to do this. Wow. I hope this is a blessing, you guys. I gotta go. Everything you need to know about working with me is in the pinned comment below or in the description. My website is thefierygrace.com. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Peace.